Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is November 24th, 2014, and today is Monday. So looking first at the economic calendar, not much really coming out today. We will have news later on in the week, but as of today, it's still a very sluggish Monday morning. Looking at the currencies just across the board, we haven't reported since last Tuesday, unfortunately last Monday. But as you can see, it's really been a really rocket of a ride for the Euro USD. A big retracement for the Euro USD, over 200 points from last Friday. Some really negative news coming out of Europe. Draghi really couldn't sustain the market, and they didn't really like what's going on. U.S. showing some strength. I don't know how much of this has to do with the embargo on Russia. Because Europe is one of the largest exporters to Russia, seeing how we are having an embargo right now with the Russian state, I'm not sure exactly how bad this is really affecting the euro as a result of that. So you can contribute it to it. I probably understand that you can. I just don't like to impute reasons into the graphs. It kind of clouds my vision of it. But as you can see, we're really at our dead lows here at 123.80. And we could continue going down to 121. That was our all-time low about 2 years ago. But, all in all, this is something you really have to consider because this is major tankage, a major retracement. And not to say that we haven't been down below the €1 range, but still, it really has taken a very big turn for the worse here. So I would really consider either finding some sort of consolidation here. Let's see if we do consolidate. Definitely if we consolidate in 121 area, your chances of picking a bottom are a little bit better. But again, like we said before, it's like catching a falling knife. So I wouldn't really say where the bottom is. Looking at the Japanese yen, USD Japanese yen, really just continues to take off all the way to 119. Looking at a 4-hour chart, that's a really like an all-time high on a daily chart. We're going back all the way back to 2013 here. Looking on a weekly chart here, as you can see, also all-time highs. Looking on a monthly basis, going back to really, in 2007, right before the crash, we haven't been at these levels. So this is really a major rally for the USD versus the Japanese yen. I don't see a top until we really confirm that there is a top. So just because we retraced about 200 pips doesn't mean that it's a reversal yet. We could still continue to test this 120 level, 123 level. There's lots of level on the upside to really check it. On the downside, I would say that there's some sort of a resistance at 115. And then further down, probably around 110-ish area, just to give you an idea on the downside. But, like I said before, if it continues to go up, the law of motion states that it's going to continue in that direction until it gives you some sort of confirmations. Looking at the GBP USD, also on its dead lows. It's been a long time. It's just been retracing and selling off. And, every time we think we're consolidating, we take it further down. So, you have to really be careful where you're picking your bottoms here. So, like I said always before, consider using a stop loss. Looking at the gold here, gold is trading almost 1,200 here, some resistance. Bouncing from 1145, that was a major bounce. But as you can see, it's still beaten up, in this year session from 1,300, 1,400 from last year. So, it's something you can continue keeping an eye on, but, it's really very difficult to trade gold right now because I think the direction is more of a bearish direction. And I think that people are still, it's an interesting environment that we're living in right now because there's still uncertainty with what's going on in the markets because of the embargo with Russia, some uneasiness in the Middle East, and certainly some negative news from Japan economically. So, with all these factors in play, you never know when gold is actually going to turn around. So you have to really have a keen eye on it and really keep your finger on the pulse to see how it's going to continue. Like we said before, looking at the Dow Jones here, my prediction for this year, by the end of the year, by 2015, is to hit 18,000. And you see we're not that far off. We're only about 200 points away. And if you remember, over the summer we were trading at 1634, 16340, and now we're about 190 points away from 18,000. So really very little, before we hit it. I think before the end of the year we're going to definitely hit 18,000. But that's my predictions, and then I would consider somewhat of a sell-off sometime in January. But that's pretty much my stance on it. Looking at the USD ZAR, the ZAR got a little bit stronger this past couple of sessions, coming down from its highs of 1130, and now it's trading at 1094. So it hasn't really retraced itself below 10 for quite a while, but this was a really great move, okay, and they gave it to you. They had, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 1 move, 2 move, 3 move. That's a classical retracement, okay? So it was really given to you right over here. Looking at oil bouncing off from its low of $73 to $76, still way below its average for this time of the year. And it's also something you need to keep on the radar, because it's definitely that time of the year where supply of oil kind of gets disturbed due to weather conditions, etc. This is Razak at CM Trading. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thanks.